everyone. Welcome back to the lab. Sorry I've been gone for a couple weeks. So I wanted to show you something that sort of kind of relates to our story today. So today we learned about Paul and Silas. Remember, they had been sent to prison even though they didn't do anything wrong. They were telling people about Jesus and telling people when they were doing something wrong in God's eyes and trying to help. And some people decided to throw them in prison anyway. So they were in prison and in chains and in stocks, but God had a special way to get them out. Do you remember what that was? Well, really, he did two things. The first one was he sent an earthquake. Yes, I meant that. He sent an earthquake. He had the plan all along. Nothing surprises God. He sent an earthquake that would open the prison doors and knock off all the chains and to open up the stocks so that Paul and Silas and the other prisoners could just walk away. But God had a purpose in that. The prisoners didn't leave. They stayed exactly where they were so that they could witness to the jailer. And that was part of God's plan. He knew that's what was going to happen. So I've got a fun experiment that you can do at home that's going to look kind of like an earthquake, but it is totally safe. There's no earthquake or anything. But you can make this on your own with a few things at your house. So I've taken just a plain bowl and I've wrapped it with plastic wrap. Some people call it saran wrap or cling wrap or plastic wrap. Mom or dad might put it on leftovers before they put it in the refrigerator or something like that to keep something fresh. And so that's all this is. And I've put it in, I made it really tight around the bowl, and then I held it with a rubber band. Sometimes the cling wrap might be strong enough to not even need the rubber band. Okay, now I'm gonna do the fun part. I'm gonna take some sprinkles, okay? And I just got colored sprinkles. Rice will work, but you can see how it just sits on top, and I'm gonna show you this up close in just a second. Okay, but all I've done is put some sprinkles on top of the flat wrap that's covering the bowl. Okay, and let's see what happens when I add the next part to our experiment. All right, so I just moved to the other side so you could see what happens in my experiment a little bit better, but it's still just the plastic wrap on the bag. I haven't done anything else to it. I just moved on the other side. You might have noticed this box that's next to it. And it is a speaker, okay? And we have different types of speakers now because technology is better than when I bought this one. But we have bigger speakers like inside our church to make bigger sounds in our auditorium and our worship center. But this is a good example. It's an old one I have at my house. And I'm gonna show you what happens when I turn sound waves on through the speaker. Do you remember this song from last week? Let's see if I can add some more sprinkles. Make a bigger mess. So there's no fan or anything. This is just the sound waves traveling and making them dance. Can you believe that? Isn't that amazing? They keep dancing right off my bowl. All right, I'm back over here on this side. You know what? The sound wave scared my dog, not because there was an earthquake, but he didn't like all that noise and he ran away. We'll have to find him out of the lab. Well, I wanted to show you, even without a speaker, you can possibly do this at home. So it could be rice or sprinkles, it doesn't matter, something lightweight to do it, but you can just move next to the bowl. And I don't mean blow with your mouth or use your breath. If you hum, you're making sound waves. And if you can do that loud enough, you can make it bounce too. It'll work. I'm not getting it to bounce off the plastic like I was with the speaker. Try this at home. Remember, earthquakes can be scary, but this was just a fun one, and that we can do at home and practice with and play around with. And then later, you could have ice cream sundaes to celebrate. I hope you have an awesome week, and I hope you always remember that Jesus loves you more than you can imagine.